Welcome to my channel, USA Battle Zone. Tonight, I've got a story that'll hit you straight in the heart. It's about a woman who looked like anyone else, a small-town bartender, pouring whiskey and listening to stories from drifters and locals. But behind her calm smile and quiet eyes was a secret so dangerous, it would draw the attention of Navy SEALs, the FBI, and men who hadn't been seen since the last war. So grab a seat, turn the lights down, and listen close. Because not everything in this town is as quiet as it seems. It all started in a dusty town along the Arizona border, the kind of place where the neon lights flicker even when the power's out, and everyone knows your business before you do. Her name was Elena Ward, and she worked behind the bar at a place called the Rusted Spur. Every night, she poured beer for truckers and soldiers passing through, her dark hair tied back, her voice soft and steady. No one ever asked much about her past, and she never volunteered it. Folks just knew she'd shown up 2 years earlier, carrying nothing but a duffel bag and a look that said she'd seen too much of the world. But there was something about her eyes. They were watchful, alert, like she was waiting for something, or someone. And one night, they showed up. 3 men in civilian clothes, but you could tell they weren't locals. Shoulders squared, eyes scanning every corner of the bar. The kind of posture you don't lose after the military. They sat at the counter, ordered bourbon neat, and didn't say a word for 10 minutes. When one of them finally spoke, his voice was low, like he was afraid the walls might be listening. "You still go by Elena Ward?" Her hands froze mid-motion, glass halfway to the shelf. The entire bar seemed to hold its breath. Then, quietly, she said, "Depends who's asking." The leader, tall, blonde, maybe mid-30s, leaned forward. "Name's Commander Jason Cole, U.S. Navy SEALs. We've been looking for you." The bar went silent. A jukebox somewhere in the corner crackled and went dead. Elena's heart started to race. Not because she was scared of them, but because she knew exactly what this meant. Her past hadn't stayed buried. "You've got the wrong person," she said, trying to keep her tone calm. But Cole slid a photo across the bar, a grainy surveillance shot. It was her, in combat fatigues, carrying a weapon she hadn't held in years. The photo was taken in Afghanistan, long before she disappeared. "Lieutenant Ward," he said quietly, "we know who you are. And we know what you did." What she did, that was the part no one in town knew. Not her boss, not the locals, not even the sheriff who flirted with her every weekend. Elena wasn't just a bartender. She was once part of a black ops intelligence unit, working alongside SEALs in covert operations. Her job wasn't just gathering intel, it was infiltration, sabotage, and extraction. Until one mission went wrong. Her team was ambushed. 2 soldiers died. The official report blamed her, said she'd leaked the location, compromised the team. But she hadn't. Someone else had. Someone inside. To save herself, and to protect the classified information she carried, she vanished. Changed her name, faked her death, and spent 2 years hiding in plain sight. Until the SEALs found her. Cole didn't come to arrest her. He came for something else. "We're putting the pieces together," he told her. "Someone's been targeting our old unit, one by one. We think the man who framed you is behind it." Elena's eyes narrowed. "Who?" "Captain Riker. You remember him." She remembered. Riker was the man who led her mission. The one who smiled when he lied. He had power, connections, and he was still in the system. Cole leaned in closer. "He's running guns and intel through a private network now. We're going after him, off the books. And we need you." Elena took a deep breath. The room around her blurred for a second. She'd built this life carefully, a quiet one, safe, anonymous. But hearing Riker's name tore all that apart. She thought of the men who'd died because of him. Of the way he'd erased her life to protect his own. "Where do we start?" she said finally. That night, they met behind the bar after closing. Cole's team unpacked a small tablet, satellite images, mission plans. Elena watched silently, muscle memory kicking in as she studied the layout of a compound near El Paso, Riker's base of operations. She hadn't realized how much she missed this, the planning, the precision, the purpose. But this wasn't about revenge. It was about truth. She wanted her name back. And she was going to take it. 3 nights later, the seals moved out. The desert was cold and endless, wine slicing through the sand like glass. Elena rode in the back of a black SUV, gear strapped to her chest. The hum of the engine filled the silence, that familiar calm before chaos. When they reached the ridge overlooking Riker's compound, she saw it: floodlights, armed guards, steel gates. It looked impenetrable, but she knew better. Every fortress has a weakness. She pointed at the northwest corner of the perimeter. There, she said, that's your breach point. Guard rotation every 6 minutes. Cole gave her a look. You sure you're ready for this? Elena checked her weapon, the weight familiar in her hands. I've been ready for 2 years. The assault went fast, silent, precise. Just like they trained for. Cole's men moved like shadows, taking out guards one by one. Elena led them through the back corridors until they reached Riker's office. He was there, older, but the same cold smirk on his face. Well, he said, looking her up and down. Didn't think the ghost would come back to haunt me. Elena aimed her weapon square at him. You framed me. You killed them. Riker laughed. Collateral damage. You think anyone cared? They needed someone to blame. He reached for a pistol on his desk, but Cole's shot hit first. The gun clattered to the floor. Elena stepped forward, heart pounding, and dropped a flash drive on his desk. Every file, every transfer, every dirty deal you made. It's over. Riker sneered. You'll never make it out of here alive. Elena smiled. Small, sharp, fearless. I already did. By dawn, it was over. The compound burned behind them as they drove away, the horizon glowing red. The mission was done. The truth, finally free. When they reached the edge of town, Cole turned to her. You could come back. We could clear your name officially. Elena looked out at the desert. The sun was rising, washing the world in gold. No, she said softly. Let the world think I'm gone. I'm good at that. She handed him a folded piece of paper. Everything you need to take Riker down publicly. But after this, I'm out. Cole nodded, understanding. He'd seen that look before, from soldiers who'd given enough. As the SUV pulled away, Elena stood there alone, watching the dust fade into the horizon. The wind tugged at her hair, and for the first time in years, she smiled. Not the kind of smile that hides pain, but the kind that means peace. She walked back toward town, toward her bar, her quiet life, the only place that ever felt like home. Weeks passed. News broke of a massive military corruption ring exposed by an anonymous source. Riker was gone, locked away, his crimes laid bare. And at the Rusted Spur, business went on as usual. Locals still came in, still talked about football, weather, and the price of gas. No one knew that the woman behind the bar had once taken down a man who almost broke the Navy. Sometimes, when the jukebox played late at night and the neon lights flickered, Elena would step outside, stare up at the stars, and remember the brothers she'd lost. She'd whisper, "We did it," and raise a glass to the dark sky. Then she'd walk back inside, smile at her customers, and pour another drink. Because sometimes, heroes don't wear uniforms anymore. Sometimes they just keep the lights on, serve strangers, and carry the weight of the world in silence. And sometimes, when the night is quiet enough, you can almost hear the desert wind whispering their names. Thank you for watching this story on USA Battle Zone. If this story moved you, if it made you think about the quiet heroes walking among us, the ones you'll never see on the news, then do me one favor. Like, comment, and subscribe. Because out there in the silence, some stories deserve to be heard.